Hello everyone. It's been a while since I had time to do some more videos on the small queens. I still do have to do the 1 cent second Ottawa printings and the 2 cent, but this week I'm working on the 3 cent, or just starting in on the 3 cent for the auction. So what I want to do is a quick video showing you my process for doing the quick sort um, of the threes into the different groupings, and then explain a little bit how I'm going to be sorting them this week and for the purposes of the videos going forward. So to do that, what I'm going to do is get the camera, show you the groupings I have, and then I'll show you how I actually sort them. So if I turn the camera around here, I just show you, just hold the tripod here. So what I've done so far with the stamps I've sorted is I've taken out all the second Ottawa printings and I'm focusing on the first Ottawas and the Montreals. So over here I have what I think are the first Ottawas, okay, the rose shades, and possibly copper red. I have to finish going through them. The stamps on the bottom row here all have position dots in the lower right corner, so they're all Montreal, and they're all mid-period Montreal. The perfs, I've got 12 here, 12.1 and compounds of 12.1, 12.2, 11.75 by 12, and 11.6 by 12. Then up top row here mirrors the other perforation measurements, but without any dots. So here I've got 11.75 by 12, 12, 12.1, 12.2 in compounds. Okay, these ones here I've determined are late Montreal. They're a mixture of 12 and the compound of 12.1 that I have to separate. Okay, these are late Montreals that are 12.1, 12.2 in compounds. So these I've sorted. These two piles I have to go through again to take out any 12.1, 12.2 or compound perfs to leave just the 12s. And then this last pile over here is Montreal Gazette in the Rose Carmine shades. And then in the cards over here, I've got specific key items that I've pulled out, like certain paper types that I haven't seen yet, or specific dated examples, things that are re-entries, things like of that nature. Okay, so now I'll show you quickly what I have left to sort and then how I would go about it. So what I have left, I've got a bunch of envelopes here. You can see with my unsorted 3-centers. And then here, having a hard time with the camera. So that's a package of unsorted 3s. So my first step, I'm just going to set the camera up here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I bring the, just going to anchor the tripod a little bit so the camera stays put. It's a little tricky because I need a counterweight to hold the tripod in place. So I just piled a bunch of stuff onto the left side of the tripod, which seems to have done the trick. Okay, pile some more index cards on there. Okay, so So the first order of business will be to basically take this pile here and pull out all of the 41s, which are the second Ottawa printings. Now, I mean, I'm pretty experienced at this, so I can do this pretty much on site. So as I go through it, okay, so that's a 41. Okay, that one there is probably a 37. And so I just do that like so. I'm going to take out the obvious 41s first. And then I'll have a pile of possible maybes as well that I want to check. Okay, just like this. I'm not going to go through the whole pile because you'll get the point with the video, but generally speaking, what we're looking for, if you recall from my other videos, is non-porous paper and a color that's not vermilion. Although some of the second Ottawas do come in a very orangey vermilion that's quite close in shade to the Montreal colors. So you can't really just do it on color alone, but you need both. Here you can see there's a lot of squared circle cancels. Those are pretty well all second Ottawa. They always are. Okay, that's a Montreal duplex. That could be Montreal. That's a grid cancel. Steel hammer, that's probably Montreal. So now that I've done some preliminary sorting, I've got some possible Montreals. So I'm now going to grab my loop and I'm going to confirm. Well, these I know are Montreal. These ones here. Those for sure are Montreal. Okay, that one I'm going to check. Okay, that's Montreal. That's Montreal. These are all Montreals. I can tell just by looking at the cancels and the color. This one here, I may need to check just quickly. Yeah, it's non-porous paper, so yeah, that's Montreal. That's Montreal just on color, as is that. That's Montreal. Okay, these two here I have to look at. Okay, so that one is actually Ottawa. And that's Montreal. Okay, so now I've got a preliminary section of Montreal printings. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at them with my loop, and I'm going to check for position dots. I'm going to look at the lower left corner here for a dot, which if present makes it a mid-Montreal. I'm also going to look at the medallion at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Those are very, very scarce, but those place it into the post-1880, pre-1887 Montreal period. And then I'm also going to look for any re-entries or plate flaws that I can find as I go through. And then after I've done that, I'll grab my Instanta gauge and I'll check the perfs and see which pile they go into. Okay, so now if I go and check, I'll start with these two here. Okay, so no dot. And no re-entries. Okay, so now we get the Instana gauge, and I'm going to check the actual perf. Okay, that's not 12. That's 11 3/4, so it goes on the 11 3/4 no dot pile. Okay, so then here, 12, no dots. So I'm going to do that all the way through. And as I uncover plate flaws or interesting varieties, I'm going to put them on a little 102 like this, and I'm going to label them. And they'll form the basis of most of my lots. Then once I'm finished sorting this out, and I've gone through everything, my next order of business will be to make up lots of the different paper types and to sort out each of those piles into the different shades and paper types and make, the better examples, the nicely centered stamps will be individually saleable in their own right, and then the damaged stamps or the poorly centered copies I can make into reference slots. And there you have it. That's the approach I'm taking. So I'm going to try tomorrow to get through most of the Montreals, if not all of them. And then we'll take a look at the second Ottawas in the following week. I actually find the second Ottawa printings to be extremely interesting. Most collectors of the small queens, they focus on trying to get Montreal printings, which are good, and they catalog well in Unitrade. And they tend to eschew the second Ottawas because they catalog so little in relative to the Montreals. But there's lots of paper varieties and shade varieties and plate varieties and re-entries and cancellations in that period that are not listed anywhere. And there's plenty of good collecting interest in that period. So there'll be lots to look at, but the first order of business was to get the Montreals separated out so that they can be looked at in more detail. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.